I'm Jessie Benn, one of the instructional support teachers here at Unison Area School District, and joining me is Myrna Castro, one of the translators for the district. Today we are going to discuss fluency, what it is, what our children look like when they're struggling with fluency, and what you can do at home to help your children with fluency.
Ella es la maestra Bohan y es especialista en lectura de la escuela Hancock. Soy yo, la señora Castro, y estaré aquí como intérprete esta tarde. Y vamos a hablar un poco acerca de lo que significa la fluidez en lectura en nuestros niños, de cómo poder ayudarles y de cómo implementar ayudas en el hogar.
So first, what is fluency? Fluency is defined as the ability to read with speed, accuracy, and proper expression. We want our students to be able to read fluently aloud and silently to help their understanding. Fluent readers read in phrases and add intonation when it's appropriate. The reading is smooth and it has expression. Now we're going to watch a video that defines fluency, shows an example of what fluent reading is, and really describes why it's important that our children are reading fluently.
Vamos a comenzar diciendo qué es fluidez. La fluidez es definida como la habilidad para leer con la velocidad correcta, precisión y una expresión adecuada. Los niños deben de poder leer de manera fluida en voz alta o en forma suave para ayudarles a su comprensión. Un lector con fluidez lee en frases y añade entonación de manera adecuada. La lectura debe ser suave y con expresión. A continuación veremos un video que nos demostrará acerca de lo que es fluidez en lectura.
Funding for the Reading Rockets Launching Young Readers series was provided by the United States Department of Education, Office of Special Education Programs.
Hi, I'm Deborah Norville. Today I'm interviewing a well-known reading expert and librarian. Here from the PBS Kids show Between the Lions is Theo Lyon.
Hi, Deborah. Boy, I'm a big fan of yours. I've always lionized you.
Thank you. So, Theo, tell me, what is reading fluency?
Oh, Deborah, if I may, I've actually prepared some remarks on the subject. Hamburger, steak, lamb chops. Oh, I'm sorry. That's my shopping list. Oh, yeah, here we go. Yes. Fluency is the ability to read quickly and easily. It means you can decode individual words accurately and automatically and understand those words as you read them. Much as I did just now.
Yes, you really read that with feeling.
Oh, thank you.
But tell me, why is fluency important?
Oh, well, Deborah, a kid who reads haltingly works so hard on just the mechanics of reading that there's no mental energy left to understand the meaning.
That's food for thought, Theo.
So the big takeaway with that video is why fluency is really important. And why it's important is because when our students are struggling reading fluently, they're using all of their energy to determine what words are and then not really thinking about the meaning of the words.
¿Por qué la fluidez es importante? De acuerdo a lo que pudimos ver en el video, pues es importante debido a que muchas veces cuando los estudiantes están leyendo, emplean demasiada energía para poder leer los pasajes de lectura, pero no se están concentrando en lo que deben entender.
So what's happening at Norristown right now to help our students with their fluency? A couple different things. First, we've started giving students the Acadians, formerly known as Dibbles Assessment. This assessment is letting administrators, teachers know exactly where students are having trouble. It's pinpointing the areas in reading that they're struggling with that then can help teachers create instruction to help with their fluency.
¿Qué es lo que está haciendo nuestra escuela para ayudar a los estudiantes con la fluidez en lectura? Una de las cosas que estamos haciendo en la escuela es a través de las evaluaciones Dibbles, que es una manera de cómo los maestros pueden darse cuenta acerca de las dificultades que puede tener un estudiante en lo que es el área de fluidez en lectura.
The next thing that we've started this year in grades K through 2, we've incorporated Foundations Instruction, and this is a program that really pinpoints helping students to decode, figure out words, and help them fluently read.
Otra manera de ayudarles es a través de la instrucción de fundación. Esto significa que son ayudas adicionales para que los estudiantes puedan decodificar palabras y poder interpretar las palabras que están leyendo.
And then lastly, we also have what we call a WIN period, which stands for what I need. This period is devoted to what each individual student needs. So that is a time where teachers can really figure out which students are struggling with fluency, for example, and then have activities that are geared towards that struggle.
Y también contamos con el periodo WIN, que significa, por sus siglas en inglés, qué es lo que yo necesito. Y de esta manera son intervenciones que podemos dar a los estudiantes en aquellas áreas donde tienen dificultades. Y hablando de fluidez en lectura, pues con aquellas áreas que los niños pues necesitan más ayuda. Y los niños vienen para para poder ejecutar más actividades en esta área.
So what it might look like or sound like if your child's having difficulty with fluency at home, they might have choppy or awkward reading. They will struggle with decoding skills, so struggling sounding out words. They may need extra practice or time to read with speed and smoothness. And they also may require some extra motivation to read.
¿Cómo saber si nuestro niño está teniendo dificultades con fluidez en lectura? Una de las maneras de darnos cuenta como padre es ver si la lectura es cortada y si no suena de manera favorable. Otra manera es saber que tiene dificultades para decodificar palabras. Esto es poniendo los sonidos de cada una de las letras en una palabra. También vemos pues que necesita más práctica en lectura para que pueda aumentar su velocidad y la suavidad al leer. Y también requiere pues motivación adicional para la lectura.
So what it might look like from a kid's perspective and what you might hear at home if your child is struggling with fluency are things like, I can't do it, or it's taking me too long. Reading takes so much energy, I can't even think about what happens next. If you hear your child say some of these things, these could cue you that they might be struggling with fluency.
¿Cómo saber cómo se siente mi niño? ¿Cuál es la perspectiva de un niño cuando dice, ¿puedo hacer esto? Entonces, generalmente los padres escucharán de sus niños decir, no puedo hacer esto, o me toma mucho tiempo hacerlo. La lectura toma demasiada energía para mí que ni siquiera tengo el tiempo para saber lo que está pasando a través de la lectura.
And what you, the parent or guardian, might be feeling at home are some of the following. You might feel as though he knows the words but seems to take a really long time to read a short book or a short passage silently. Or you might say something like, she reads a book but without any expression. He stumbles a lot and loses his place. Or she reads aloud but very slowly.
¿Cuál es la perspectiva del padre cuando ve en el hogar que hay dificultades con fluidez en lectura? Generalmente los padres se dan cuenta porque saben que sus hijos están teniendo mucha dificultad para leer palabras, se toman demasiado tiempo para hacerlo. Y incluso estos pueden ser pequeños libros o pequeños pasajes de lectura los que pueden estar leyendo. También porque pueda leer un libro con ninguna expresión, no tiene expresión a leer. Y también porque se detiene, se para mucho y esto hace pues que pierda el lugar de la lectura. También porque al leer en voz alta lo hace demasiado despacio.
So now that we know what fluency is and what it might look like if our children are struggling, what are some things that we can do to encourage our kids to help themselves? There are some things. We can encourage our children to track words with their finger as they're reading aloud. We can also have the parent or guardian read aloud first and then have the child read after. And you want to encourage your child to match their voice to yours, right? So if you're reading and there's a question and your voice naturally is going to go up, you want to encourage that same intonation to your child. And also read favorite books and poems over and over and over again. They can practice getting smoother and reading with expression, but encourage them to reread things, especially that they enjoy.
Ahora que sabemos lo que es fluidez de lectura, ¿cómo podemos ayudarles a nuestros niños en el hogar? Una de las maneras de poder ayudar a los niños es poder llevar el control de la lectura, hacerlos que sigan la lectura con sus dedos de manera que puedan ellos continuar. También dice ayudarlos a que puedan leer el pasaje de lectura en voz alta. Esto les ayuda a los niños a que puedan escucharse. También dice hacer que el padre o el maestro pueda leerles en voz alta y luego hacerles preguntas al respecto, y también de que los niños puedan poner su voz al lado de la voz del maestro o del padre a medida que van leyendo. Leer su libro favorito, aquellos del cual tengan interés, poemas o revistas, y hacerlo una y otra vez. Una de las mejores maneras de mejorar la fluidez en lectura es a través de la práctica, leer una y otra vez. De manera pues puedan, a medida que van adquiriendo la práctica, puedan los niños tener una mejor lectura en suavidad, en lo que es la expresión y en lo que es la velocidad.
And now, what can you, the parent or guardian, do to help at home? There's many different things that we can do easily at home that can help our children become more fluent readers. For example, we can support and encourage children. We have to realize that sometimes when our children are frustrated, it makes it more difficult to get them to read, right? So understanding why they're feeling frustrated. Checking with your child's teacher to find out exactly what they need help with, especially when it comes to decoding skills. Teachers are excellent resources to let you know exactly what they're struggling with.
¿Cómo como padres podemos ayudar nosotros a nuestros niños en el hogar con respecto a la fluidez en lectura? Una de las maneras es darles apoyo y motivar a nuestros niños a la lectura. Darnos cuenta pues de que si se sienten frustrados a través de la lectura, pues tenemos que darles el apoyo necesario y la ayuda que necesiten. Una de las formas es verificar con los maestros de nuestros niños cómo ellos se están desempeñando en esta área y cuáles son los resultados que están obteniendo a través de sus evaluaciones.
So if your child is able to decode words or sound them out, but is having difficulty with speed and expression, then you're ready to work on some of the following activities with them. One of the activities you can do at home with them is what we call an echo read aloud or a choral read aloud. And what happens is that you, the adult, will read first and then have the child read after you, trying to mimic your voice. We're now going to watch a video of an example of a choral read aloud.
Muchos de nuestros niños saben leer, pero no saben cómo decodificar palabras bien, por lo cual debemos estar atentos para ver su velocidad y la exactitud con la que están leyendo. Una de las maneras que podemos ayudarles es a través de los videos que vamos a ver a continuación y que le van a hacer saber a usted cómo puede leerle a su niño y su niño puede imitar una forma mímica de hacer la lectura que va siguiéndole a usted.
Choral reading can be done across grade levels and across content area. But always remember that the focus should be on comprehension. So while students will have a great time using choral reading, circle back around and make sure that their comprehension is where you want it to be for that text. Also, carefully choose the text so that it's not too difficult when they first set out.
So today, girls, we're reading a book called Let's Pretend. Who likes to pretend? I do too. I like to pretend. Well, what do you like to pretend? Because there's so many things, so many choices. What do you like to pretend, Jada?
I like to pretend like I'm a doctor.
Okay, that's good. You like to pretend like you're a doctor.
Select a book that works well for reading aloud as a group. The best materials will be at the independent or instructional reading level of the students, contain dialogue or rhythm, and be relatively short in length.
Keisha, what do you like to pretend?
I like to pretend I'm a teacher just like you.
Oh, that's sweet.
When you're ready to start, make sure each student has a copy of the text so that they can follow along.
Okay, are you with me? Let's pretend we're going to do a choral reading. That means, yep, we're all going to read together. But first, Miss Tisdale is going to model for you how I want you to read. I want you to listen to my voice. Listen to how my voice changes. Remember we've talked about that word fluency?
Yeah.
And we talk about having great fluency. And especially when someone is speaking, you need to let your audience know that someone is actually speaking, okay? So I'm going to model first, but I want you to follow along with your pointer.
When it's time to start reading, it's the teacher who goes first. It's important to model fluent reading for students, but have them follow along using a marker or finger as you read aloud.
I'm reading, but you're listening and following along so that when you get to that part in the book, you'll be able to do it, okay?
Okay.
Look at Matthew. Matthew is a rabbit. Matthew is not happy. Okay, now I want you to notice on this page that we see quotation marks. And remember, when someone's using quotation marks, that means what? What does that mean, Brianna?
That means that somebody is talking.
Somebody's talking or speaking. So I want you to listen to how my voice changes. Grrr, grrr, said Emma. I am a bear. I am a big bear. Grrr, grrr. Notice I said big bear. I want you to put your finger under the word big. What's different about that word? Talia?
Because big, you're supposed to say it loud.
But why?
Change your voice.
Yes, you're right.
So, because the big is, the word is bigger than the other one.
Very good. That word is bigger. The print is larger than the other ones. So it lets you know to say it louder, as Talia said, than the other words.
Finally, have the students read the story aloud in unison. Watch to make sure they are following along in the text.
Now that I've read the book and you followed along with your pointer, I'm ready to hear you read the story. So let's pretend. Okay?
When reading with the students, pay attention to their pacing, fluency, and expression.
Matthew.
Matthew is a rabbit. Matthew is not happy. Grrr, grrr, said Emma. I am a bear. I am a big bear. Grrr, grrr. Look at Matthew and Emma.
That is. No, Markeisha.
Good job, girls.
Choral reading involves important reading practice for students. Students read the same text at the same time. Students develop their reading fluency, they read with more expression, and they read with more confidence and a positive attitude.
So can you growl like a bear? And remember, there's an exclamation point there. Grrr, grrr. Good job.
So a couple takeaways from this video. The teacher in this video first reads the passage or the sentence, right? Modeling what she expects the children to do. As she's reading, she has the children follow along with their finger. So you, the parent or guardian, can read and have your child follow along with their finger. After you're done reading, then have your child read just like you did. Making sure to have those conversations about what it means when there's quotation marks or what it means when there's an exclamation mark.
Como pudimos observar en el video, pues la maestra estuvo leyendo los pequeños pasajes o frases de lectura y los niños seguían la lectura junto a ella. Lo que podemos hacer como padres o representantes en el hogar es leerles a nuestros niños en voz alta primero, luego dejar que ellos lo hagan. Pero a medida que nosotros lo hagamos, ellos van a ir siguiendo con su dedo, de manera que puedan ellos seguir la lectura con nosotros. Luego, darles la oportunidad a ellos para que lo hagan por sí mismos y al final hacer la enfatización con respecto a los signos de puntuación, como por ejemplo el signo de exclamación, los puntos, etc.
Something else you can do at home, you can have your child practice reading the same list of words, phrases, or short passages. Having them reread things is great to help develop their fluency. Another strategy that you can do at home is to reminding your children to pause between sentences and phrases. Sometimes our students are able to decode and are able to read, but they read too fast. And so something that we can do at home is just reminding them to pause where it's appropriate, and also, again, tracking with their finger to try to slow them down.
Una de las maneras que podemos también ayudar a nuestros niños a través de la repetición, de manera pues que podamos leer una y otra vez el mismo pasaje de lectura o las palabras de lectura que aparecen en el pasaje. Una de las maneras también es de recordarle a nuestros niños hacer pausas entre frases y oraciones, de manera que debemos recordarles pues de que no vayan tan rápido en la lectura, sino que respeten pues lo que son los signos de puntuación puestos en la lectura. Y como ya dijimos anteriormente, seguir la lectura con el dedo de los niños.
And then another activity that you can do at home is what we would like to call stopwatch reading. And it's when you reread passages with your child, and each time you time them and you see how many words they read in a minute. and you can make a goal based off of each reading to try to help your child read at an appropriate pace. So now we're going to watch a video that models stopwatch reading.
Otra de las formas que podemos ayudar a nuestros niños es poniéndoles tiempo para que puedan leer palabras de lectura. Tener un marcador de tiempo y ver en cuántas palabras de lectura pueden hacer ellos o pueden leer o identificar en un tiempo máximo de 1 minuto. Y vamos a ver una manera de cómo pueden hacerlo a través del siguiente videoclip.
Mason, this story is called A Boy Named Tom. I want you to start right here. You're going to read it to me just for 1 minute though. If you get stuck on a word, don't worry because I'm going to help you, okay? All right, start right there. Whenever you're ready, you can start.
A boy named Tom was at the bus stop. He was waiting for the school bus. There was no one there but him. The bus was late. Tom began to talk to himself.
Good job, keep going.
Maybe the bus forgot me, he said. Then Tom heard a dog barking. He looked up and saw his dog's Spot running down the road. Spot ran to Tom. He was so happy to see Tom.
Stop right there. Mason, great job. Now look here, you stopped. We need to turn that ringer off. At Tom. So you read 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, but we missed 1, 2, 3 words. So you read 66 words that first time. Let's put a bracket in color right here so you know where you want to be next time, okay? And we read 66 words. Can you find the number 66 on here for me? Do you see it? It's right around here. All right, and this is your first try. So you're going to color this box right here and then all the way down. Can you do that for me? All right. Mason's a good reader. Now we have to do our second try and we're going to try to beat 66 words. Think you can do it? I bet you can. Let's look at the words that were hard last time. Right here, that word is waiting, talk, and the dog, Tom heard a dog, what? What do dogs do?
Bark.
Barking. Okay? Ready for your next try? Start right there. We're trying to get past that mark now.
A boy named Tom was at the bus stop. He was waiting for the school bus. There was no one there but him. The bus was late. Tom began to talk to himself. Maybe the bus forgot me, he said. Then Tom heard a dog barking. He looked up and saw his dog Spot running down the road. Spot ran to Tom. He was so happy to see Tom. That he jumped into Tom's arms. Just then Tom heard the bus coming.
Dude, did you beat it? Yes, you did. We stopped right here on, right after he heard the bus coming. So you read 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82. You know what the best part is? You only missed one word. So you get 81 and you're off the chart. So we're going to color right here. See that 80?
All the way down.
You're going to go all the way down, and since you're off the chart, we're going to write an 81 right at the top. So we know exactly what you read. Color all the way down. All right, Mason, one more time. This time we are trying to pass this mark. You see it? Think you're going to do it? I bet you will. Ready?
A boy named Tom was at He was waiting for the school bus. There were no one there but him. The bus was late. Tom began to talk to himself. Maybe the bus forgot me, he said. Then Tom heard a dog barking. He looked up and saw his dog Spot running down the road. Spot ran to Tom. He was so happy to see Tom waiting. He jumped into Tom's arms. Just then Tom heard the bus coming. He didn't have time
to take
Spot home. There was...
Did you beat it? Good job, Mason. That's perfect. Every time he got better. That's exactly what you want. Every single time, and his ears went down. You couldn't ask for a better demonstration. Mason, it was nice to meet you.
So,
Thank you.
the takeaways in that video, what the teacher did was had a short reading passage for the student, had the student read the passage while setting the timer for 60 minutes. Then they counted how many words the child read correctly. They reread the passage each time trying to beat their previous goal. This is a great way to motivate kids and to get them to really focus on the speed of their reading.
Pudimos observar en el video que el maestro le presentó un pequeño pasaje de lectura a la estudiante. Lo leyó una y otra vez y luego comenzó a poner tiempo en el número de palabras que podía leer por minuto. Lo hicieron una y otra vez hasta poder superar el número de palabras por minuto que la estudiante estaba leyendo. De manera que al final pudimos ver que la estudiante pudo leer muchas más palabras de lectura que al inicio.
Some other things that you can easily do at home is just reading aloud to your child. Reading aloud provides an excellent example of what fluent reading sounds like and really is the first step to helping our students become fluent readers. Also giving your child books with predictable vocabulary and clear rhythmic patterns so the child can hear the sound of fluent reading as he or she reads the book aloud. An example of those types of books would be books like by Dr. Seuss.
Okay, la manera de que podemos ayudar en el hogar, y lo venimos diciendo hace un momento, pues de que es el leerle a nuestros hijos. El leerles provee una manera pues de cómo usted puede leerles con fluidez siendo el modelo a seguir y de cómo la lectura con fluidez suena. También dándole a sus niños libros con vocabulario que sea predecible. Esto les puede ayudar mucho para que pueda incrementar y motivarle la lectura. De manera pues que ellos puedan escuchar el sonido y la fluidez de la lectura a medida que se les lee. Y ocupar diferentes tipos de dispositivos para poder leer libros que sean de su interés.
You can also use books that are on devices and have your child listen to the book while they are listening along or reading along. And also a great way to help motivate our students that are struggling with fluency, creating a reading area in the home. Maybe add some extra pillows, some nice stuffed animals, just to make the area a bit more enticing and will help our students to want to read more.
Como decíamos anteriormente, pues una manera de poder motivar a nuestros niños a la lectura e incrementar su fluidez es a través de dispositivos electrónicos donde los niños pueden leer libros en línea y pueden ser leídos con usted. También puede crear un ambiente de lectura en el hogar que sea adecuado y bonito para los niños, como ponerles almohadas, peluches y crear un ambiente bonito y positivo de aprendizaje para la lectura.
All right, and then on this last slide, we've provided some resources for you. These resources include online libraries that you can have your children at home listen to stories and read along, include activities and strategies for you, the parent or guardian, to work with your child at home, along with a link to the Norristown Library, which has an excellent calendar of activities that you can bring your children to and work on that fluency and that reading. So please check out all these great resources.
También contamos con diferentes tipos de recursos en línea con los que usted puede ayudar a su hijo y ayudarse a sí mismo de cómo poder proveerle una mejor atención a su niño en casa. Una de las cosas que tenemos pues son historias en línea que usted puede poner para su niño y pueden leer juntos en el hogar. Otra de las maneras es a través de actividades y estrategias que los padres pueden aprender para poder ayudar a sus niños también en casa. También la Biblioteca Pública de Norristown ofrece recursos buenísimos para nuestros niños. Así es que es importante pues, de que pueda explorar todos estos ejemplos que tenemos para que usted pueda ayudarse y ayudar a su niño a la fluidez de lectura.
And that's all we have for you today. We really hope that you learned some things and enjoyed our presentation on fluency. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can email me at jbowen@nasd.k12.pa.us.
Y esto es lo que tenemos todo por hoy y le agradecemos mucho su atención a esta taller para padres. Y si usted tiene alguna pregunta adicional o cualquier inquietud, por favor envíe un correo electrónico a la maestra especialista. Su correo electrónico es jbohen@nasd.k12.pa.us.